Family Feud this morning at 8 on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Pittsburgh held its 44th annual Christmas parade last night. Our very own Elise Noe was there. It's going to show us or take us on an inside look of the history of the parade.
Plus, we'll have an update on the pedestrian who was hit by a truck over the weekend.
And it's a cold, this is the Skywatch storm trap. I'm so sorry. Well, there you go. It's a cold but clear start out there for us this morning. We'll take an actual real good look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. I was just telling myself, you got to press the buttons. It doesn't just go on its own. You have to press the buttons.
How long have you been doing this, Chris? You know to press buttons.
I don't know anymore. I know to press the buttons. That's all I do. It's like George Jetson, man. I just sit there. I have to spend all day pushing the button.
Absolutely.
I'm kidding. There's other things I have to do as well, but you know, that's most of what I do for 3 hours is push buttons.
Absolutely.
Like I push your buttons.
Every day.
Irritating her every single day. But you know what wasn't irritating?
Oh, tell me, Chris.
Getting in the Christmas spirit.
Absolutely. And yesterday evening was the 44th annual Christmas parade in downtown Pittsburgh. Around 50 entries took to the streets to celebrate the city's start of the Christmas season. KOAM's Elise Noe was there to capture the Christmas cheer.
'Tis the season for holiday festivities and community celebration. I'm here at the 44th annual Christmas parade in Pittsburgh, and as you can see lined up behind me are dozens of local businesses, organizations, bands, and much more ready to help kick off the start of the holiday season here in Pittsburgh. Bright, colorful lights, holly, and of course, jingle bells filled the streets of downtown Pittsburgh Monday night, bringing Christmas cheer to the Pittsburgh community.
I'm really excited.
And you too?
It's the best day of my life.
The parade has been the start of the Christmas season here in Pittsburgh for decades and is a core holiday memory for many locals.
Growing up here in Pittsburgh, I mean, even as a little kid coming to these parades, it's kind of cool to be in these shoes now, being a part of the parade.
It's also a time for parents who grew up attending the parade to share new special moments with their children.
Especially Santa at the end. And I have one boy here and 2 other boys right here. So them interacting, it makes me happy. Especially my oldest. He gets so excited. He'd be like, Santa!
And while there's a lot to take in at the parade, most kids are looking forward to a visit from Father Christmas himself, who's trading in his sleigh for a ride on the Pittsburgh Fire Department's fire truck.
Always nice to get to ride in one of the fire trucks. These guys down here are great. They take good care of us and be up there where everybody can see us. It's just wonderful.
And if you're in Pittsburgh and are wondering if you've made it the jolly old man's good list, there's good news.
Well, the majority of them are on the nice list. You know, you always got those 1 or 2 stragglers, but they got plenty of time to make it.
In Pittsburgh, Elise Noe, KOAM News.
The city of Pittsburgh will be hosting holiday events throughout December. For a list of Christmas events in the Pittsburgh area, visit our website, koamnewsnow.com.
Of course, we've got a lot more parades and a lot of other Christmas things happening around the area. We have our Toy Box Tuesday campaign. Kicks off at noon today with the telethon, and it'll be at noon, 5, 6, and at 9. We're extending it
Exciting
so you
day.
can help out. And we're going to have pretty decent weather for the Joplin Christmas parade that's coming up next Tuesday.
That's right. We'll be there.
Be in. We'll talk about all that in a moment, but let's talk about that forecast first to get you out the door. Let's look outside. There, we can go outside without you having to actually go outside. We got a great sunrise out there. Cold start to the day, though. It's our camera, of course, on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line, clear skies. There were a lot of cars out here about 20 minutes ago. Now there's not so many, but we, of course, know that's going to change here shortly. And, of course, if you haven't left yet, and, of course, the sun's not up yet enough to help with this, you may need to give yourself a little extra time for a quick scrape out there, a little frost on the windshields, because look how cold it is, 24 in Joplin and in Pittsburgh, so well below where we're supposed to be. However, we're going to be a lot closer to normal today. Temperatures right around 50, maybe even some low 50s, mostly clear skies, and we have a southwest breeze that's going to start to pick up later today, gusting upwards of 20, ushering in even warmer weather. We'll talk about those warmer temperatures and some rain chances on the horizon in your full forecast here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The Missouri Highway Patrol releases its annual report on Thanksgiving weekend fatalities. Troopers investigated a total of 431 crashes that resulted in 138 injuries and 4 fatalities. Last year, by comparison, the MHP investigated 414 crashes that resulted in 115 injuries and 8 fatalities. This year also saw 103 DWIs and 10 drug arrests. There were no boating crashes or drownings. Joplin police say a pedestrian who was struck by a pickup on Rangeline Road over the weekend has died of his injuries. The crash happened Saturday near 29th Street. Authorities have identified the victim as 65-year-old Kevin Akuli, who was reported as homeless. According to police, several witnesses say Akuli had been on the east side of the road, yelling at passing vehicles before stepping in front of traffic on Rangeline. A pickup traveling north struck Akuli, who died at the hospital. Police say Akuli was not in a crosswalk and the driver was not ticketed. 'Tis the season for giving, but the Better Business Bureau wants to make sure you give wisely. Today marks Giving Tuesday, and many people will open their hearts and accounts to help others. But the BBB says there are ways to make sure you don't open yourself up to scams in the process. The Bureau recommends checking out any charities before donating. Even though Giving Tuesday is a national observation, there are plenty of organizations right here in the 4 states that could use the help. Head over to our website, koamnewsnow.com/lifestyle, for a comprehensive article that can help get you started. And Giving Tuesday hits close to home when KOAM kicks off one of the area's largest toy drives to benefit underprivileged children in the local area. KOAM's annual Toy Box campaign starts today, and you can help out. Just donate a toy, and every donated toy goes to a child right here in the 4 states. Another way you can help is tune in to KOAM's Toy Box Tuesday Telethon right here on KOAM today at noon, 5 and 6, and Fox 14 at 9. We'll have volunteers standing by to take your monetary donations over the phone during these newscasts, or you can start now by simply pointing the camera on your phone at this QR code. You can help make a difference in the lives of so many children right here in the 4 states. Up next, the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas joins us in studio to share how you can help local nonprofits in the area. And later, the holiday season is usually known to be a season to be with family, but that is not always the case. Depression runs high this time of year. We'll have the signs of depression that you can look for for loved ones. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Each day we choose to take steps forward to put it now through January 15th.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:09 coming up on 7:10 on this Tuesday morning. Quick look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Got a great sunrise out there, but it is cold. Clear skies from the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line, and clear skies from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh, which is back right over there. It's a nice start, just a cold one out there. Our camera 7th and Range Line, no clouds out there. It is down to 24 degrees in Joplin right now, and bear in mind we should be about 10 degrees warmer than that for our lows. East-northeast breeze at about 3 miles an hour, but that's going to be changing as the day progresses. We are sitting at 18 in Neodesha and Iola, 19 in Parsons, 21 Yates Center, Fort Scott, 27 in Pittsburgh, 23 Chautauqua, Miami, 26 Neosho, and 24 in Carthage this morning. As we get the day started, sunny skies. We'll see a few clouds here and there. We're going to warm just a little to right around 40 by late morning. And the wind is going to shift out of the southwest at about 5 to 15, gusts to 20, and that'll usher in some warmer weather. Mostly clear skies this afternoon, highs right around 50, maybe even some low 50s in there. South breeze tonight picks up, gusting to 25, and even though 35 is cold, that's where we're supposed to be right now, is in the mid-30s. So we're going to be where we should be with those clear skies. But as I mentioned, showers and thunderstorms are on the way, and they'll begin to build in by Thursday. So tomorrow, even warmer, mid-50s, increasing clouds out there. Scattered showers and thunderstorms begin late morning, early afternoon. No severe weather, but some much-needed rain. Mid-50s, a little cooler Friday, cloudy, and some isolated showers out there. A few more isolated showers on Saturday, low 50s again on Sunday. And then we have better rain chances returning Sunday. And then by Monday of next week, take a look at that. It's almost like springtime out there. Temperatures into the low 60s. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Well, the cold and flu season is now upon us, and doctors have advice on ways to keep illnesses from spreading through your household. They say try to separate family members who are sick from the rest of the family, and be sure to wear high-grade face masks around anyone who is ill. Medical experts warn the flu has a 25% attack rate. That means for everyone who gets it, a quarter of the people who are in close contact with that person will also come down with it. Doctors say be sure to keep homes well ventilated and avoid sharing food or drinks with infected people. And frequent hand washing is also a good idea. Outbreaks of respiratory illness in China are worrying global health officials. Video shows an overcrowded waiting area at a Beijing children's hospital. Reports of high numbers of cases among children in northern areas like Beijing and Liaoning have concerned World Health Organization officials enough to press China for more information. But the World Health Organization does say that no new or unusual pathogens have been detected in recent cases. China has urged local authorities to open more fever clinics. This is China's first full winter since easing COVID-19 restrictions. It's a type of depression that can happen during the changing seasons. Most of the time, those experiencing seasonal affective disorder feel it in the fall and winter. Some may not even know they have it. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 signs of this disorder and how you can cope.
The weather is changing. The days feel shorter. It's colder, more dreary, and getting darker earlier. These can all be triggers for seasonal affective disorder.
And it occurs in 1 to 10% of Americans. It's more common amongst females and people who live in colder climates.
Psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic says this disorder is caused by a shift in the seasons, which disrupts our circadian rhythms with less sun exposure.
This in turn interrupts our natural internal clock. As a result, there is a drop in serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that regulates our mood, as well as melatonin, which regulates sleep.
Albers says to watch out for 5 signs: feeling down or unmotivated, loss of interest in things you used to enjoy, shifts in appetite like eating more or craving carbohydrates, changes in sleep, usually sleeping too much, and loss of energy.
The symptoms are similar to depression, but they are much milder and they pass when the spring arrives.
Albers says light lamps can help. They mimic outdoor light. She recommends 20 minutes each morning. Since you're not getting as much vitamin D from the sun, eat foods rich in it. Albers suggests salmon, mushrooms, eggs, fortified bread, and milk. And finally, try cognitive behavioral therapy.
This will help to change some of the negative thoughts you're having during the winter months, as well as establish healthy routines around sleeping and eating.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Albert says if you're having trouble with daily routines because of seasonal affective disorder, it's a good time to reach out to a doctor or mental health professional.
And we've got ourselves, again, a cold start to the day across the area. We'll have another look at your weather and talk about those rain chances here in a few more minutes. And coming up, scammers are always trying new ways to ruin your festive spirits. We'll have some tips for you as you go about your holiday shopping.
New option in town for your vet care. Mutt Medics is now open at 20th and Main in Joplin.
In the midst of all the shopping, sometimes we can forget to give back. Devin Gorman is here with the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas to share not just the importance of giving back, but how we can help our local nonprofits. Welcome, Devin.
Good morning, Caitlin.
All right, so tell us what you guys are doing over at the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas.
Yeah, so today is our Match Day event. This is the 8th annual Match Day event that the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas has hosted. We've raised $1.25 million over the past 7 years for Match Day, so it's a great event. The community knows about Match Day, and we're looking forward to that support, but we're also excited to announce this year that we have 3 new Match Day events.
All right. Okay. So for those that don't know,
yes,
what is Match Day? How does it work? How can we get involved?
So essentially, Match Day, and it's National Giving Tuesday, is an opportunity to support local organizations and nonprofits. We have matching dollars, so the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas has $70,000 in matching funds. So we usually raise over that, so it's not a one-to-one dollar match, but it still helps organizations raise extra money that they can use to support their operations, their programs, and their services.
All right, and you provided this very long list.
It is.
Tell me, what are some of these organizations that you guys partner with?
So we have 43 organizations that are participating underneath the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas. I won't get into the details, but they all have funds, endowment funds with the Community Foundation. So it ranges from Angels Among Us to Pittsburgh Public Library, Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's the nonprofits that you think of here in Southeast Kansas. And they're all have an opportunity to, you can donate, and then again, our matching portion, it's split on a percentage basis, but they'll essentially get extra money for your donations today. So it's a great event, a great way for these organizations to increase their donations.
Well, it sounds like a great cause. And so where can our viewers go to actually participate in this?
Yes, very good question. sekmatchday.org is the overall site. What you see there, the sekgives.org, is for the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas specifically. But if you live in Fort Scott, Girard, or Columbus, or want to support one of those communities, sekmatchday.org is the overall site. You can click through. Each of our affiliate community foundations have $25,000 in match this year, so an opportunity for Southeast Kansas really as a whole to do match day and to hopefully raise some great money today for our nonprofit partners.
I love that. And how long have you guys been doing this at Community Foundation of Southeast?
So this will be our 8th year, and like I said, so last year we crossed over the $1 million mark, which was very exciting for us. But we have a very generous, very supportive community. As you just mentioned, we talk about, you have Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, we're all spending money. So today is the day nationally of thinking, okay, we're spending all this money, let's give back to the community and donate. So it's National Giving Tuesday, and it's our chance to support these nonprofits, and we really would appreciate folks thinking about that. Again, sekmatchday.org is the main site if you want to visit one of those, learn more about it, and make a donation. We appreciate your support.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And you at home, make sure you donate today. We'll be right back with more news after this.
Your Midwest Ford dealers.
Well, of course, yesterday was Cyber Monday, and scammers working overtime to rip off eager shoppers. According to the Better Business Bureau, scams are not as easy to spot as in previous years.
So what can you do to stay safe while shopping online? Cole Higgins has 5 tips for you to consider while you shop.
The holiday shopping season is in full swing, and those websites hosting online sales are also a hotspot for scammers.
Unfortunately, scammers follow us around like legitimate marketers do.
The Better Business Bureau says scammers are working overtime to rip off eager consumers, and it's getting harder and harder for consumers to spot those scams.
If you think about the way people online shop, most of the time they're on a device. They're not on a laptop or a desktop computer where they might have a better visual field of some of those red flags when it comes to a fake website.
The National Retail Federation is forecasting that online and non-store sales will climb as high as 9% this year, and scammers are taking advantage of that growing trend. The BBB has these 5 tips to help you avoid becoming a victim. Number 1, research before clicking buy. Google the company name with the word scam, reviews, and complaints to see what other customers are saying.
Usually starts with, I saw an ad for XYZ, and then they have no confirmation of a purchase.
Which brings us to number 2, buy from legit websites. The BBB says scammers often mimic the URL of a popular retailer to get you to buy counterfeit or fake items. 3, don't be fooled by fake goods on social media.
We've also seen some influencers have their videos hijacked by scammers trying to sell the product on a fake website.
4, don't click on links from random texts or emails. And finally, the BBB says if the sale or promotion seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Now here's a bonus tip. The BBB recommends checking the About Us or Contact Us section on the company's website. They say it's a red flag if the only way to contact an online seller is through a form.
All right, that is some
really
good information.
You really got to watch out for things out there because they are getting smarter. And I mean, back in our day, we signed up for our first Yahoo or Hotmail accounts. And you got
AOL?
We had AOL, and you had the King of Nigeria, wanted to
the prince wanted to give you $4
million. So for us, that was kind of, even as kids, we're like, really? Okay, yeah, let me think about that one. But these days, no, seriously, they are getting a little bit smarter.
Slick.
They're getting pretty good at,
gotta watch yourself.
Getting folks, so watch out for it out there.
Well, coming up, Crowder College has plans to help strengthen the workforce. Amber Jenkins will have more on how the purchase of the old Victory Life building will help those plans move forward.
And we've got ourselves a cold start to the day out there, but worry not, it's going to start to warm up. We'll take another look at that forecast when we come back.
Look, you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years, no interest. Hurry, the extended Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:29 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. Drivers in Columbus, Kansas should be aware of repairs to a railroad crossing that may impact travel. BNSF announced yesterday the temporary closure of a railroad crossing at Tennessee Avenue and West Country Road for these repairs. The city expects the repairs to be completed by the end of the week. The Webb City School District yesterday announced its next superintendent. Dr. Brenton Bird will take over the position on July 1st. Bird has 25 years of experience in education as a teacher, a principal, and most recently assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction for Webb City. He's taking over the position from Dr. Anthony Rossetti, who's retiring after 15 years with the district. Lafayette House celebrated a big occasion yesterday. Founded in 1978, the domestic violence shelter celebrated 45 years of service to families in the community. Lafayette House, formerly known as the Joplin Family Self-Help Center, has provided a safe environment for people experiencing domestic or family difficulties through services including those designed to eliminate or reduce domestic violence, as well as address substance use disorders through prevention education. The Carthage Walter Electric plant last night flipped the switch at the 3rd annual Sparkle in the Park. It happened at Central Park, where hundreds turned out for hot chocolate, carriage rides, and special photos around the lights. A grant from the Steadley Foundation kicked off the project 3 years ago. Carthage Water and Electric workers use nearly 30 miles of lights to illuminate the park. The lights are on daily from sundown to midnight through New Year's Day. The Webb City School District yesterday announced its next superintendent. Dr. Brenton Bird will take over, and it's a teacher principal. He's taking over the position from Dr. Anthony Rossetti.
And we've got ourselves a cold start to the day, but it looks great. Nice start to it out there. Clear skies, beautiful sunrise this morning. But again, relatively cold temperatures. That was our camera on the Cornell complex. This is the MoDOT camera attached to the traffic signal at 32nd and Range Line. Also showing those clear skies, plentiful sunshine out there. As the sun comes up, this will help with this a little, depending on where your car's parked. But if you haven't gone out yet, make sure you allot some time for a quick scrape out there because, well, it's cold and that leads to frost on the windshield, and that's never a fun way to start the day. And we're still cold, sitting at 24 in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh, but at least we've got the clear skies, and our wind is going to shift out of the southwest later today, gusting upwards of 20, but that's going to usher in warmer temperatures. We'll have a few clouds here and there, otherwise mostly clear skies through the day. Highs right around 50 degrees and maybe even some low 50s out there as well for us, putting us about where we should be for this time of year. We'll have clear skies heading into the evening as well, down to 41 by 6. We are anticipating some warmer temperatures, warmer than today, believe it or not, and there's some rain on the horizon. We're going to take a complete look at your forecast here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The former Victory Life building in Joplin has a new mission and owner. The new plan is to use the facility to strengthen the workforce. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
We are looking at new programs that the community has been asking us to begin.
Crowder College is the new owner of the former Victory Ministry and Sports Complex. The facility on Hammonds Boulevard in Joplin will provide workforce training.
People don't realize this is Joplin, but it's also in Newton County. And because we are the community college of Newton and McDonald counties, that's how we were established. It's very exciting that we get to have a facility in Newton County, but also serves Joplin.
The state provided $6 million from the American Rescue Plan Act funds to aid with the purchase.
A lot more parking, which is really attractive. I'm going to be able to have a lot more classroom space and give that opportunity, for the years to come.
Last fall, more than 140 students were in training programs. Pearson believes training in the new facility will strengthen students as well as the community.
And growth, knowing that we're going to be able to serve even more people, is probably the most exciting part.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The college has offered programs in the Joplin Advanced Training and Technology Center since 2017. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Police in Pennsylvania are receiving praise for their heroic efforts in saving an elderly man from his fiery home.
Plus, we're going to take another look at that forecast. We mentioned warmer temperatures on the way. We mentioned rain on the way. We'll talk about all of that here in a few more minutes when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Again, our good friend Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission coming down from Topeka for us again this morning. And we've had some phenomenal recipes, some great Thanksgiving snack item ideas, the dessert ideas, but this time, this might save you a step on Black Friday shopping if you're needing something for the upcoming Christmas season that's right around the corner.
It'll be a great opportunity to get the kids in the kitchen, and we're going to make some pumpkin caramel cookies.
Okay.
And get the kids in the kitchen because this would make a great gift to give a teacher, a coach, maybe a neighbor, and go say Merry Christmas and have this that you're going to make. Now what I've done here ahead of time is I've already creamed our margarine, which is our soy ingredient, with brown sugar and granulated sugar, and I'm going to add to that eggs, pumpkin, and vanilla. And while I'm stirring that together, you are going to mix our dry ingredients.
Okay.
And we have here our pumpkin pie spice mix that we've got here. We have the baking powder, baking powder and a little bit of salt.
Okay.
So you mix that together and kind of a two-step thing here. If I was at home, I'd probably be using my mixer. It'll be a little bit easier to add all these ingredients together and mix. And gosh, there's so many great opportunities for kids to help with the measuring, the math.
Yeah,
let them help you figure things out and get them involved in the kitchen. I'm going to add the vanilla now, and I'm going to add the pumpkin. And this is 1 cup of our pureed pumpkin. And if you had a pumpkin that you had on display for Thanksgiving, oh my goodness, it's great that you could bake that pumpkin. Just bake it. I take it, cut it in half.
Yeah.
Take the seeds all out, and then put it in the oven, maybe at 325, and bake it until it's fork tender. Take that, scoop that pulp out, then put it in the food processor, and you have your very own pureed pumpkin.
All right. See, you get something a little bit really fresh right there.
Yes.
So this is already smelling really good. If you folks at home could smell this, it smells fantastic already.
Now you can add that into here.
All right.
And you can maybe add about half of it. There you go.
Okay,
And it
so
doesn't,
last week, halving this is a little more difficult than out of a measuring cup. There we go.
That's good. And now the reason I say half, it's just a little easier to stir in. And then I'm going to have you go ahead and add, these are our caramel bits.
Okay.
If you can't find the caramel bits in the grocery store, you could use butterscotch. But these are, I found salted caramel and I found caramel ones. So add those in there. And then I'll let you add the rest of the flour.
Okay. Now that part again, that's the easy part for me.
That's easy. Just add the rest
push
of
that
it.
right in there.
That's right. Now we're just going to mix this until it's all mixed up. Then we're going to put it on our baking sheet. And I've got this here to just show, just makes a nice way to portion it out.
Okay.
And easy for the kids. They'll like squeezing that and put it on their baking sheet. And it bakes at 350 degrees for about 13 to 15 minutes. You want them to be just brown around the side. And then look at these wonderful cookies. I have a recipe for a caramel frosting that my grandmother called it a burnt sugar frosting because you're actually scorching that sugar to make that caramel flavor. So we give you the recipe for that and frost them, and then you have some of the salted soy nuts that are on top for a little bit of crunch.
All right, so it looks delicious, smells delicious. All these recipes are always so fantastic. Charlene, if folks want this recipe or any of the others this month, where do they need to go?
They should go to our website at kansassoybeans.org, or you can always call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN, and we'll mail them all the recipes for November.
All right, Charlie, thank you again so much for coming down. And as always, if you missed any of that, worry not. You can find it on our website as well, KOAMnewsnow.com. We've got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News headed your way right after this.
There's a Mutt Medics, now open at 20th and Main in Joplin.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 742, almost 743 now on this Tuesday morning here in the 4 states. It's a cold one. Beautiful start to the day. We've got clear skies, 24 in Joplin, east-northeast breeze at 3 miles an hour. And as we look around the region for temperatures, again, 15 some odd degrees almost below normal. Parsons, Neodesha, both at 19. 21 Iola. I want to remind folks, we're supposed to be in the low 30s this time of year, not in the low 20s and upper teens. 24 Pittsburgh, 21 Miami, 26 Neosho, and 24 in Carthage. Now, the good news is we're going to start to warm up starting today. We're going to have the sunny skies, maybe a few clouds here and there. We're going to go to 40 by 11. Now, I know that doesn't seem too terribly warm, but our highs today are going to be pushing 50, maybe even some low 50s, putting us right back where we're supposed to be out there with, again, a few clouds, and the wind is going to pick up out of the southwest at about 5 to 15 with gusts to 20, and that southerly breeze is going to start to usher in warmer temperatures over the next couple of days. Overnight tonight, clear skies and still breezy, south wind gusting to 25, and even though 35 is cold, as we've mentioned earlier, that is exactly where we're supposed to be for this time of year. We go into our Wednesday, clouds will begin to increase for us, and then as we head late morning Thursday, early afternoon, we'll start to see a few scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, no severe weather, but some rumbles of thunder possible, and as our Thursday progresses, the showers and thunderstorms are going to become a little more widespread across the area. They will persist in bulk through early Friday morning. Then we're going to go into a brief period of some isolated showers Friday and Saturday. We got the mid-50s tomorrow and on Thursday. Isolated showers Friday, and the clouds, the rain keep us cool. We're going to be in the upper 40s, low 50s, so right about normal. Saturday and Sunday, better rain chances on Sunday will return. And as we head into Monday of next week, it's going to feel like spring. Temperatures next week creeping into the low 60s out there. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with Consumer Watch.
Thanks, Chris. The prices for real Christmas trees are growing, and buyers aren't the only ones hurting from this increase.
I do think that we could hurt our industry by making such ridiculous prices that it isn't still a good value.
A survey from the Real Christmas Tree Board found about half the farmers surveyed expect to raise prices less than 5% this holiday. Experts say that although the supply of Christmas trees is in good shape in many parts of the country, the demand is high, forcing costs to rise. An increase in holiday trees has been a trend starting during the COVID-19 pandemic. Americans were expected to spend big on Cyber Monday. Adobe Digital Insights estimates online spending on Cyber Monday could reach more than $12 billion. Last year, shoppers spent $11.3 billion. Retailers tried to entice consumers with deep discounts, push notifications, video streaming ads, and text messages. Data from Criteo shows shoppers made more purchases within the first 12 hours of this year's Cyber Monday compared to last year. A record number of consumers whose wallets are tight are also expected to have used by now pay later features on the big spending day. Many consumers are switching from searching for deals to donating to charities this Giving Tuesday. Business experts advise people to donate to causes they believe in rather than making donations based on suggestions from charities. Business experts also recommend taking stock of what you can donate according to your budget. It is also encouraged to donate to a variety of charities, both nationally and locally. Some charities, however, could be set up to scam consumers. Business experts warn to avoid schemes that appear to be urgent and predatory. And that's a look at our Consumer Watch. We'll be right back with more news after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
man, just be generous during this time of year where we celebrate grace.
A 97-year-old in Pennsylvania has a special reason to be thankful this year. When his house went up in flames, 2 police officers didn't hesitate to rescue him.
And these Thanksgiving Day heroics were all caught on camera. Josh Sanders has the story.
3:30 in the morning, cars in the driveway, hairs are up thinking, hey, there's definitely probably people inside this house, and, we're the ones here right now, so it's time to act.
Hatboro Sergeant Aaron Simon and his partner Officer Robert McMahon's body camera captures a Thanksgiving they will never forget after flames began to engulf a home on the 100 block of Fairview Avenue.
When we got there, you could clearly see the flames coming out of an upstairs bedroom.
You're calling, you're yelling, you're screaming.
Hello! Unable to see beyond a foot in front of them, and in the crackling of fire, they heard a quiet voice calling for help upstairs.
Come to the light! Come to the light! Come to the light! His room was right next to the room where the fire was, and the flames were partly coming out of the room, so you can only get so far.
Upstairs, the 97-year-old homeowner.
When I was finally able to see him about a foot into his room or 2 feet into his room, that's when I just took a big breath and ran towards his room to try to rip him out as far as I could.
I can't breathe! My partner was trying to grab him as much as he could, and the smoke was so bad that he had to take a break. We just relayed back and forth.
After several attempts, they were able to carry the homeowner to safety outside. Sergeant Simon and Officer McMahon giving thanks. They're charged to protect and serve, another reason for the season, saving the homeowner's life and cherishing their own.
Knowing that he gets to spend, another Thanksgiving with his family, whether it's 10 Thanksgivings or another one, it was very nice to know that, this gentleman is alive today.
He's alive, we're alive, and that's all you can ask for.
I went home and my son was already up, and gave him a big hug and kiss, and it's just like, you got to cherish every moment in life.
The 97-year-old was taken to the hospital. He's believed to be okay.
That's absolutely incredible. And just a reminder, not all heroes wear capes. Those guys went above and beyond to save that man there. And we've got ourselves a relatively nice day once we get past this cold start out there. So Skywatch Storm Tracker, nothing to show locally. We zoom out, there's really not much going on regionally either. There's some lake effect snow on the western side of Michigan and into Indiana, but that's really about it out there. MoDOT camera, 30-second and range line. We've got the clear skies, ample sunshine out there. So even though you may still need to do a little scraping, the good news is if your car is facing the sun, it's probably starting to take care of that for you. But if it's parked behind your house or in the shade or wherever, make sure you allow some extra time this morning before you head out the door to do a quick scrape on the windshield. We go through today. We've got the sunny skies, maybe a few clouds here and there. Temperatures right around 50, maybe even some low 50s out there. And we'll have a gusty southwest wind pushing about 20 miles an hour. But because it's out of the south, that means warmer weather is on the way. We also have rain chances on the way as well. We'll talk about all of that, plus the news you need to know right after this.
Chanute, Kansas native earned many medals, including the Army Achievement Medal. We are proud to salute Merle Hobbs, a 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin police say a pedestrian who was struck by a pickup on Rangeline Road over the weekend has died of his injuries. The crash happened Saturday near 29th Street. Authorities have identified the victim as 65-year-old Kevin Akuli, who was reported as homeless. According to police, several witnesses say Akuli had been on the east side of the road, yelling at passing vehicles before stepping in front of traffic on Rangeline. A pickup traveling north struck Akuli, who died at the hospital. Police say Akuli was not in a crosswalk and the driver was not ticketed. Drivers in Columbus, Kansas should be aware of repairs to a railroad crossing that may impact travel. BNSF announced yesterday the temporary closure of a railroad crossing at Tennessee Avenue and West Country Road for those repairs. The city expects the repairs to be completed by the end of the week. And the Webb City School District yesterday announced its next superintendent. Dr. Bretton Bird will take over the position on July 1st. Bird has 25 years of experience in education as a teacher, a principal, and most recently assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction for Webb City. He's taking over the position from Dr. Anthony Rossetti, who's retiring after 15 years with the district.
All right, so we're a little warmer today. Again, highs right around 50, mostly clear skies, breezy, southwest wind gusting to 20. As we head into the evening, we'll have clear skies through the evening and overnight, and then we'll see the wind switch out of the south, gusting up to 25. So even though 35 is cold, again, that's right where we're supposed to be. We head into tomorrow and Thursday, and we get into the mid-50s out there with increasing shower and thunderstorm chances on Thursday. No severe weather, but some good rain. Isolated showers Friday and Saturday, a little cooler, more rain on Sunday, and then spring-like temperatures by Monday as we climb into the low 60s.
A group of penguins at an aquarium in China made a visit to a small town on Saturday.
Several penguins from Harbin Polarland, an Arctic-themed aquarium, paid a visit to the Snowtown scenic spot in Heilongjiang City in northeast China's Heilongjiang province on Saturday and quickly became the center of attention.
With small backpacks attached to their backs, the penguins were found waddling in the scenic spot as if they were heading to school. The adorable creatures were soon surrounded by tourists eager to capture their images.
We're eager to capture the penguins.
No, look at
Who
them in
wouldn't
their
want a
little
penguin?
backpacks.
They did look absolutely adorable. Well, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, as today is Giving Tuesday, we also want to remind you it's our first Toy Box Tuesday telethon today at noon, 5, 6, and 9. So make sure you give as you can to help families in the area. And of course, we've got our Feed the Four States campaign going on as well. Find that information on our website. We want to thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather in that telethon today at noon.
Have a great rest of your day, Four States.